I think they don't even.
I don't think they do.
They
that.
don't-
Well, the algorithm is weird. Like everybody will get thousands of views.
They'd have to fake engagement.
Okay.
Because like it would have been too much of a monopoly in the design industry. Oh yeah.
And here they don't even really know what they want to do. They're just working to make money. And then when they think about it, they're like, oh, wait, I just want these few little things and I'll be happy. I think that we should change up our scripts because they're not working very good.
What scripts?
Our cold calling scripts.
Fine.
Because we've had our cold callers use them and they're sounding too scripted. And they're trying to use like tonality and say them normally, but the scripts just aren't working because they're too salesy.
Yeah. There were some calls where whoever was calling was kind of winging it,
Mm-hmm.
and those worked better.
Yeah.
Which, so we're gonna run the tests and see if those calls are better because the scripts are better, or like in terms of like the words they're using, or if they're better because they're just using better tonality and they sound better.
Yeah.
Because usually when you're not using a script, you're just using natural tonality, which is always better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when our one cold caller called me up, I had him tested on the phone with me.
Mm-hmm.
When they called me up, they immediately just dove into the scripts without like telling me.
Yeah.
So they structured it right like a cold call.
Mm-hmm.
I thought someone got access to their phone and was trying to get in touch with me.
Oh,
Like they're a friend of theirs or something. Because their voice sounded completely different.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when I say different, it sounded like too polite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Too energetic. And like, no wonder people thought it was probably like a scam. Not a scam, but like a sales call.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had responses saying that we sounded just like every other cold caller out there. So,
which ain't bad. At least we don't sound worse.
Well, if we already met,
that is bad. If you sound like everyone.
If we already met the standard,
if you sound like a cold caller,
I meant
we're
we're starting normal. Now we can be better than everybody. We're not starting under everybody.
Yeah.
Well, what's worse than sounding like a cold caller?
It's not sounding like a cold caller and sounding like.
But the whole point of us trying to get our scripts better is to not sound like a cold caller.
True.
Yeah, we have to make them more homey.
Not homey.
It's the best.
More natural.
Natural.
Because I don't think it's the scripts that are necessarily bad. I think it's how the scripts are being said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, like also our scripts might be good. They're just not good for the right people that we're targeting. Like they might be scripts for a different audience. Like a more direct audience. But since we're dealing with more local companies, they might need more of a natural script.
I think the intro of our script is too long. It takes forever to get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Which one? The free website audit script?
I think so. It starts with like...
It's...
our company name, our service.
It says... Say the prospect's name is John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It says, hey, is John there? And then, if he is there, it says...
I'll be John.
Hey, John, this is so-and-so from Bitrate. We're a local marketing agency. You may have heard of us.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that's not right.
Well, I think the part that lots of times the call would get hung up at is the part where as soon as we say local marketing agency, right when they hear that, they're like, I don't want it. And then they hang up.
Yeah. Our other cold caller who was winging it, did they mention the name of the company?
I believe so.
And what we did? No, right at first.
Not at first, I don't think so.
What did they say?
It's been a while since I talked to them.
Something like they basically just started a normal conversation with them and then said that they have a free promotion that they're giving out, which is then our company, what we're offering, and if they want to give it a shot, or if there's anybody else that they can talk to. But basically a normal conversation.
You know, it's funny. Our other cold caller was using the scripts. Their scripts weren't working as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, for now, just wing it until we get these updated.
Yeah.
And then they got leads.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I mean. I think our scripts are just screwed up.
Yeah, it's either our scripts or we did get a lead list, so it could be our list that's.
Oh, yeah, that's
messed
another
up.
thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That lead list we bought.
Yeah.
That douchebag.
We bought a low number to first test if it was good leads,
It's not good.
and
Terrible.
they were not good. We wanted the phone numbers. Phone numbers and names. Those are the most important parts of the lead list.
Yeah.
Only half of the records had phone numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every record had an email, but that isn't what we asked for. We
And
asked for phone numbers.
It's easy to get an email.
And then half of those not half of them, but a lot of those phone numbers weren't for the founder, the CEO, the owner.
Yeah.
It was just for the company.
Which-
That's really easy to find.
Yeah,
You just go on Google,
yeah.
you search for such and such companies near me, and you go down through Google, and you can, you have the phone number for each one, but those are company numbers.
Yeah.
The problem with those is you get assistance and things like that. We wanted personal cell numbers
Yeah.
for the owners.
Yeah. I know, and that's not what we're getting. We're
And
just
I said
getting
that.
lots of receptionists and stuff like that.
Well, anyway, so it looks like that poor guy won't be getting additional work.
No, oh yeah, he's not getting none more.
And he
of our
made us,
money.
and we already made him do double the work. Because remember, his first thing he sent us was leads in Florida.
Ugh.
And I told him, no, it's supposed to be in Colorado.
Yeah, he just picked a
And he
random
goes,
state.
We paid for like 100 leads.
Mm-hmm.
Not leads, but 100 contacts.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, I'm sorry, it's not in Colorado. Buy 1,000 leads, and then I'll include another 100 for free, and those will be in Colorado. And I was like, how about you do this? You give us another 100 in Colorado, and then if they're quality, we'll buy the other 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't buy any more. They're garbage.
He uses Apollo.
Yeah.
So literally all he
Yeah.
could have did is what we do. You go into Apollo, say you want roofing companies in northern Colorado, you just enter the area, and then you enter the industry, and boom, it spits you out companies with phone numbers. But
Yeah.
the thing is, those things are just
not
scraping
quality.
phone numbers from like the internet.
Wherever it
Anything.
finds it.
You got to get a tool that like pulls together a whole bunch of data from different sources in order to find the person's
Is
phone
there
number.
a good tool out there like that?
I did find a really good tool that I've been using
Mm-hmm.
for emails and stuff, but I don't know if they have a bulk feature.
But that's
That one I've
emails,
been
that's
doing
not
one at a
phone
time.
numbers.
What?
I said that's emails though, not phone numbers.
Well, I think it has phone numbers. It's just that I've been using it for emails, so I don't really look at the phone numbers. But it
Oh.
gets me personal emails, not company emails.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I'm redoing that LinkedIn strategy Harrison was doing for Fitter Media a while back.
Yeah.
And every day you connect with 50 new people.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you run into someone, you have to verify their email in order to connect with them.
Oh, yeah.
So I use this, and usually it's not their company email. Usually it's their personal email because it's the email they use to create the account.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I use this tool where it finds their personal email.
Oh yeah.
So you can find people's personal stuff. It's just harder. And all this guy was doing that we paid him to do, he was just using Apollo.
Which everyone has access to.
Which Apollo, I've been hearing a lot of people saying how like
It doesn't work.
they don't think it's that accurate, or it's gone down in accuracy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it just doesn't seem very good. Well,
That reminds me, the reason I thought of this is because we were talking about the guy we paid to get those contacts. He was on Fiverr.
Yeah.
Our Fiverr designer got back the t-shirt design.
Oh yeah.
I haven't looked at it yet.
I forget what the
Let me see if I'm
designs look
logged in
like.
on my phone.
I forget what the designs look like.
We didn't have the design.
No, we're
yet.
paying him to design us.
Oh,
a
yeah.
design. That's why you don't know what. They
No,
look
but I mean,
'cause
like, I
he didn't
forget
get
what
back
his
yet.
style was. Yeah. What were we gonna do? Were we gonna try to do like a Spartan warrior or something like that?
We've talked about something like that.
That's what
Yeah.
it was gonna be. Like Sparta themed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those would be
With
cool
like a
shirts.
saying on the back or something.
Yeah.
We are Spartans.
That'll be our tagline for our merch brand.
Because you know how you have these small niche merch brands on Instagram where they have like really cool T-shirts and they're either like stoic related or there's one that I like called Mentality.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We were thinking about doing that for Bitrate just for the fun of it on the side.
Yeah.
Or like Bitrate has a Bitrate merch store, and then it ties in with a lot of like Spartan stuff, which we like.
Yeah.
And then then we was thinking about after the store is created, run ads to the products just for the fun of it.
Yeah. See where it goes.
Clothing brands can make you money.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you push it. Like if you try to make it something, it can go crazy.
Well, even if you don't push it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like if you don't push it, it's already making you money. But then if
The
you
brand that me and Michael made, we just have like one shirt, 2 shirts, and
One shirt.
we look at it every few months, and there's some cash inside always, and we have it we have it running. We technically have an ad running, but we technically don't. So there's a link on one of your niche sites.
Yeah.
I think that's like the only like ad we have running for it.
Yes and no.
It's also ranking first page.
I know it's kind of like an organic ad.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what's funny? I think it got enough sales that other companies started making one similar.
No.
Oh yeah.
It used to be if you type because it was norepshirt.co, I think.
I think so.
If you would go to if you would type in no rep shirt in Google, like things didn't used to show up, but now if you type it in, you see our shirt and you see other no rep shirts.
See a lot of
No.
other
Yeah.
shirts.
Oh my goodness.
We had a genius idea,
Now everybody's copying it.
but we still make money off of it.
Yeah. I wonder how much you could make, like actually, like trying to market your shirts if you would make some, like you've made your own brand and then you would market it, like on social media platforms and stuff like you see. Because like,
Everybody does that though.
yeah.
To their own brand.
But
So
yeah, I know.
you got to do more than just social media.
That's what I mean.
marketing.
It would just blend in with everybody else's. But I mean, like y'all's are selling, and y'all
You got to
even
almost if you want to do social media
Sponsor.
marketing, you got to almost sponsor an influencer on social media and have
Yeah.
them wear your merch.
Yeah. Because I mean, like y'all aren't even marketing; you're getting sales. So I mean, like if you pushed it a little bit, where would that go?
I was talking to someone recently, and
Yep.
they said they had a friend who got 1 million views on a TikTok they made,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like their biggest video.
Yeah.
But they have like 12,000 followers. Their last video got 150,000 views.
Oh.
Usually they only get a few thousand, but every few videos they pop off to like 150K.
Yeah.
And then it's just a normal person who doesn't run a business or do anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't even think they work right now.
What do they do?
It's a girl. She's like right now she just had their baby, so she's like a stay-at-home mom.
Oh. Okay.
And I said, was she making money off of it? The person was like, I don't know. And I was like, she should be doing brand sponsorships.
No.
Yeah, with like that much stuff.
Because when I was like 18, I was doing like fitness YouTube videos, and I had less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Was only getting a few hundred views per video.
Yeah.
And I would just reach out to companies and say, hey, I'll make a video on it in exchange for free product, and boom, they'd send stuff over.
Yep.
I was getting like free Fit Aid. I got like a free
Fit Aid's a big
massage gun. I got like a
Yeah.
the massage gun I got back then, it was like probably worth $250, $300.
Yeah.
And for that, the company actually reached out on their own.
Oh man.
Like, hey, test this out.
So if you're getting thousands of views and have thousands of subscribers. Imagine the companies and stuff you could get then.
The thing about TikTok though, it's easy to mine views. It's so easy.
Yeah, but here's
That's
the
why
thing.
a lot of people use
Here's
it.
the thing. Big companies know that. But for smaller companies, they'll look at 150,000 views on TikTok and be like, whoa. Which that is good.
Yeah.
But 150,000 YouTube views is way more than 150,000
That's
TikTok
what I mean.
views.
They're actually quality views.
But
I don't know
a
how
small
TikTok
company
is
that doesn't
doing
know how
it.
social media works doesn't really understand that. They just be like, whoa, it's 150,000 views.
It kind of makes me wonder if TikTok is using like an AI, like a bot,
Uh-huh.
and having bots like give you views so that it pushes your content, like makes you think that you have a better video than you actually do.
Well, that's the thing. They don't even.
I don't think they do
they
that.
don't-
Well, the algorism is weird. Like everybody will get thousands of views.
They'd have to fake engagement.
Yeah, that's. Well,
Because
But
that's how.
everybody gets thousands of views.
No, you know why that is?
because there's
Because
so
every
many.
time there's a new platform, there is
TikTok's
there
not
is
really
very
new
there is
anymore.
very little content in terms of the amount of people using the platform to
Yeah.
view stuff.
Yeah.
So when you have less amount of content than people viewing,
Yeah, I know how
it
that
pushes
works.
everything a lot more because
Yeah.
it has to fill everyone's feed.
Mhm.
Versus if there's an endless supply of content, then it's like best content wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but TikTok, ever since day one until now, like it's very.
That's 'cause it's
very
still-
well
That's
used.
still
It's not new.
that's because it's still
Yeah.
newer compared to the other ones. Not as many people are creating on the platform.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why. Because like when Instagram was first,
It was the same thing
Released.
with Instagram.
it still wasn't the same.
I'm talking about Instagram as a platform, not Instagram Reels.
Yeah, I'm talking about as a platform.
Yeah, but you weren't on it like right when it launched.
No, but I know of people that were.
Yeah, just because they got on it and posted a few times doesn't mean it would go crazy.
No, I know, but you got to admit, their algorithm is super weird.
Well, yeah.
Here's the design he made. I finally got in.
Wait a minute. Do we use TikTok for bitrate?
Nope,
Why?
it's garbage.
No, but if it gets lots of views,
That's what I'm saying. They're not quality views.
I mean, if we use
We're
other,
getting a good amount of views. So like we're getting averaging over 500 views per YouTube short right now, and we're increasing. If we're on TikTok, even if we got 5,000 views, they're not quality views. That's what I mean. They're not quality.
but I mean, why don't we just use both YouTube and TikTok?
also our clientele isn't on TikTok.
Yeah, they are.
Everybody's on TikTok.
They're actually
everybody's
finding
on
that
TikTok.
out. There are more and more local businesses on TikTok as viewers than people thought.
But our age rating that we're after isn't on TikTok as much as they are on Instagram or Facebook.
We can still build like a following or just
but they're
build
starting
our
to get over
image.
there.
Yeah, that might be
There was like a
moving
political
over, but
commentator who started creating TikTok content, and he
Mhm.
thought, "Oh, I'm just gonna have Gen Z and young kids watching it."
Yeah.
He was surprised that in his comments he was seeing people who owned plumbing companies, people who owned
Yeah.
roofing companies,
Yeah.
and these types of people, and he was like, "What?" Here is the shirt.
That's what I was saying.
We'll do-
still TikTok's garbage.
even
We'll
if
do
we
a live reaction. I don't know what your guys are gonna think about it or not.
okay.
Pass it, Hairston.
That's what I was saying. Even if TikTok like doesn't really help us much, we can still build an image on TikTok for our brand
Yeah.
because like, why not?
Act as if you're a wealthy man, rich already, and then you'll.
We're gonna have to have him
surely
update
become
that
rich.
description. He wrote all that himself.
As if you have
No one's reading that on a
immense
shirt.
confidence, and the people will surely have confidence in you.
Uh,
I
Look-
don't really like the design.
Did he make it?
Mm-hmm.
Do we get revisions?
Look at Hairston.
Kind of looks like a canvas template.
Canva.
Yeah, Canva. It kind of does.
He just like swaps out the image.
Probably. I've seen guys do that.
Yeah, I don't like it. Well, I mean, I like it, but I don't like it for a shirt. Like there are better designs. Like
Let me see if you get any revisions.
We better get some.
Or does he have any other options? Some of those guys will make multiple options.
Well, thought you didn't you like give him ideas based off of what we want?
I did. So
What were they?
let me see what I wrote.
I wonder how.
The hoodie we found with the
Right, here's what I told
Dobermans
him.
was really cool.
Here's what I told him. Hey,
I kind of liked it.
we would like a design for a dark colored t-shirt. We've attached some examples of your existing designs that we liked. And there was like 4 examples.
Mhm.
I said, we would like the main text to say act as if. In terms of the overall design, we like Spartan themes and the color red.
That was more like a pink.
That was the description that you wanted him to do.
Yeah.
No, I mean like, did you give him like images?
Yeah.
I gave him images of t-shirts he's designed that we liked.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it showed him kind of the creative style we was after.
Oh, okay.
Which, according to the images we did send him, it does
Mhm.
kind of have the same creative style. It's just that the main image he used in the t-shirt,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Nothing about it
what
looks
we're looking
custom.
for.
It looks like a template.
Well, it just looks general. Yeah, just
Like a template.
yeah. It got to be something that stands out.
What we could do is if we don't have any revisions, we could take it, and then before we go in public with it on Bitrate's profile,
Mm-hmm.
run ads to it, and then see how it's accepted.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
Because we may think it looks awful, but people may love it.
What about that artist that did the 3 Doberman hoodie? Didn't we reach out to him?
Maybe this was it.
I don't think it was.
Because he had a few other
So that guy,
designs. he's
that
made
guy,
that were
his
really good. And
that
his were
Doberman
unique.
hoodie looked good,
Mm-hmm.
but this guy, more of his designs looked good. That guy, like they all kind of were a little weird, but then that Doberman one looked good. This one, he had more that looked
Well, the
pretty.
I think that guy, remember, his was like all custom work. Like everything was all hand
Well,
drawn.
like the Doberman one looks nice enough to see on somebody, but I wouldn't wear it.
It looks good enough to see on somebody, but you won't wear it because you don't like the style.
Yeah. Like if I saw somebody wearing it, I'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of nice," but I wouldn't want to buy one or wear it.
Mm.
Yeah. Those guys that you hire, you almost have to have them do like 3 or 4 tries before you get what you want.
What's that site called? It's like $100 a month subscription. You submit your idea, and like hundreds of artists will then submit their version of your idea, and then you can pick the one you want.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I forget the name.
Oh man,
It's mainly used for like website mock-ups and app mock-ups and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can use it for merch design too. And since you're paying, and you can pay a higher tier. I
I've
think,
tried that
monthly
platform
subscription.
for logos,
Yeah.
and it's not as good as they make it look on ads.
Well, I didn't see it on an ad. I saw like I used it in just a normal YouTube video. He wasn't even advertising it. He just used it.
But I tried it, and
Yeah.
it didn't look as good.
Because then you get options. Because then you can have them tweak. Because once you actually accept the design that you like, then you get to talking to the guy. Then it's like Fiverr. Then you're now talking to the guy, and you're like, okay, I liked what you did here, but now I need these things changed.
Yeah.
The only bad thing about that is you won't get like really talented designers
Mm-hmm.
because
True.
one, they're all competing with each other, and they have to do the work before they even get paid.
Yeah.
You may get like 50 submissions of work already completed,
Yeah.
and then once you pick one, it's like a flat rate of like $2.99 or something.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have good designers not be on there.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a designer.
Huh?
I should ask her if she would be willing to do anything for a small fee, because I think she does outside work, or if she knows anybody that could do some work. She got good stuff.
Well. Looks like we got the inside of designers.
Have y'all finished that book yet? Your next 5 moves.
No.
I have an hour and 18 seconds left.
What's your favorite part from the books?
Technically, has an hour and 18 seconds left, but his eyes are closed every time he listens to it.
That was my other book.
What was your favorite thing from the book so far?
Let me think.
This will be a good test to see if your eyes are open.
No, because I ain't reading it. I'm listening to it, so it doesn't matter if my eyes are open or not.
Yeah, but you can't fall asleep. Cameron saw you listening to our book last month, and you were over there going...
I said, hey, Harrison, and he went, what?
That was the first book. I didn't do that with this book.
That's why I don't listen to audiobooks going to bed.
I don't either.
Never.
I usually listen to it when I walk to the gym.
Okay, what's your favorite thing from the book so far?
Look at that.
That's cool.
Well, what is
She
it?
hand draws everything like that
Oh,
style.
then she's going to be extremely expensive.
Some stuff she'll do in Illustrator
Well-
too. And it's like not the drawn look, and it's more like a graphic, which is cool too.
Do you know what Figma is?
Yeah.
Adobe was wanting to buy Figma,
I thought they did.
and the FTC blocked it
Why?
Dang,
Why?
because like it would have been too much of a monopoly in the design industry.
Yeah, Adobe is
'Cause
way
there's
too
like
much of a
hard- there's like-
monopoly right now.
There's like nothing like Figma.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a tool called Sketch, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
And then Adobe already owns a lot of the design market because they have Photoshop,
Yeah, they have
They have Illustrator.
everything.
they have what's their editing software,
Lightroom,
Lightroom.
Premiere, they have
Premiere.
After Effects.
and then they were going to buy Figma, and the only way you get access to Adobe products is through a subscription. And their subscription, they've already gotten hot water before because it's like they use predatory tactics to keep people in. Like one time I signed up for a subscription,
Yeah.
and unbeknownst to me, you like commit to by agreeing to terms of service, you sign a contract for like a year or two, and like there's no way out of it.
What?
I will admit they have changed that a little bit because we signed up for a month to test a feature out, one of their podcast editing features, and it didn't work. So I canceled the subscription, and since we only had it for like 3 days, they refunded us our first month.
Right.
Which is actually most
But
companies won't do that.
here's how they're
It's like, no,
predatory.
you gotta keep
Yeah.
your first month.
No, this is how they're predatory. I thought I was buying their month-to-month option,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but somewhere along the way it switched it
Oh.
to annual,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the terms of service it says something. It's like you commit to paying annual, and there ain't no way out of it. So I used it for like 3 months, and then I was like, I'm done. So I went to cancel it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it says you still have so many more months in your subscription. You can't cancel.
What?
And that was after it took me forever to find the page to cancel.
Oh, I know.
I had to dig and dig and dig.
Mm-hmm.
They made it easier now, but it used to be bad.
And so the FTC blocked their acquisition of Figma.
Why don't they just make like a second company and have that company?
Oh, no, they
buy it?
already tried. They had a product called Adobe XD that did the same thing.
No, not you can't name it the same thing. I mean, like an undercover company.
No, because the FTC and everything knows where that's all connected.
Well, then they'll pay somebody to start a company, and then that company will buy it, and then once they buy it, then they'll buy that other
you follow the
company.
money, and it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Harrison the other day we need to come out with 2 more versions of bitrate, and then we
Mhm.
all have our own version. Because I said people like picking a side.
Mm-hmm.
So like people will buy a certain cereal brand just because they like the brand better than the other brand, but the cereal tastes the same. I said then we can flood the market with our 3 different companies, and they're all funneling back into the same bank account. But like when people are on the street, they're like, I don't like working with bitrate. They don't have any reason other than they picked a side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side that they picked is our other company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy wrote this book, but it's like one of those like books that a marketer writes.
Mm-hmm.
So because they're good at marketing,
Yeah.
they like make the book like $500 marked down to $97.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
But the title's cool. It's called like the Puppet Master's Playbook.
I've heard of it.
And then it like goes into like how marketing and everything affects your psychology.
Yeah.
And it was saying like how in grocery stores, which we kind of already know this anyway, but it was using that as an example. In grocery stores, they put all of the like unhealthy snack food closest to the door.
Oh yeah.
They usually put that food closest to your eye level. If it's like food for kids, like sweet cereal or whatever, they put it down lower so the kids see it, and then they want their parents to buy it. And then if it's like healthy food, it's like on the very bottom shelf where it's like hard to see. And this wasn't in the book. This wasn't in the book, but there's other strategies these stores use. For example, like grocery stores, if they're playing music in the background, they'll play like fast, upbeat music, so it gets people shopping faster, and they'll cycle people in and out more. Or like some restaurants will keep their air cool because it makes it uncomfortable for you to sit, especially when you're full, and then your body starts getting cold. You start getting really cold, and it cycles people out of the restaurant, so they make room for new customers.
Oh, yeah,
all of those things. It's crazy.
Oh man!
I was at the store the other day looking at the cereal, and there was 2 boxes side by side. They were the same size and everything, and they were the same cereal. One was Rice Krispie, and one was Crispy Rice. The Rice Krispie was like $6-7, and the Crispy Rice was like $2 or $3.
Yeah,
Same size, same cereal.
Maybe we should.
I was like. I told somebody about it, and they're like, you know what they're probably doing? It's probably the same parent company, and they have the budget option, and then they have the premium option, and they're getting both markets.
Yeah.
Maybe we should play a type of music on our website. So when people go on it, we get them shopping.
Talk about like name brands and off brands.
Yeah.
I was at a cigar place, and they had nicotine pouches, and I asked if they have Zyn.
Yeah.
And the guy didn't know what it was. He goes, Zyn? We have Win. Another company out there made the same product, and they call it Win. Zyn is spelled Z-Y-N.
Yeah.
And Win is called W-Y-N.
Oh, my.
You know what's funny about Zyn? You know who Tucker Carlson is?
Yep.
He came out with his own brand called Alps. And the reason he said, I'm coming out with my own brand, Alps, is he was a big Zyn user. And then he all of a sudden said, oh, I'm not using Zyn no more because Zyn donated to the Harris campaign. And I looked into it, and there were a few employees who worked for the parent company who owns Zyn, who personally gave to the Harris campaign.
Whoa.
And in order to market his product Alps, he was saying how Zyn donated to the Harris campaign.
That's stupid.
Oh my goodness.
So stupid.
People in his own organization probably did too. He just doesn't know about it.
So Harrison, back to the book. What did you like so far?
I like the part where he would ask people if, like, what they want. Like, if they come into his office or, like, they're talking, he asks them, like, who do they want to be?
Oh, yeah.
And here they don't even really know what they want to be. They're just working to make money. And then when they think about it, they're like, oh, wait, I just want these few little things and I'll be happy.
Yeah, and the one story he gave, there was this one guy who was like becoming jealous or something that there was other people in the company passing him up.
Yeah.
And then so the guy brought him into his office and he goes, but who do you want to be?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I kind of just want to make this much money a year, have this much time for vacations with my family, do this, travel more. And the guy goes, see, that's your goal. These other people who are passing you up, those aren't their goals. They're trying to break records. They're trying to see how much they can do.
Yeah.
He goes, that's their goal.
Yeah.
You can't compare yourself to those people and their results when your goals are different.
Yeah, I know. People have different goals, but they think that the results have to be the same.
Yeah, you have to have enough self-awareness to know what makes you happy, and then go after that for yourself.
Yeah.
Because people will see like standards that society sets and thinks, oh, I have to go do that for myself. Until they start doing it and it doesn't make them happy. Like feminism and all of this other types of stuff people buy into, where like the world tells you if you do this it'll make you happy, when it actually doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
It's never been easier to be great. Because everybody wants to be weak.
Most people want to follow other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I get surprised every now and then. I'll hear somebody say, I don't like going first into places or whatever.
I hear
so then
that
they'll just follow the
everywhere.
people in the group, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm hearing more and more people admit to that too.
I know. I'm like, what?
It's like, I don't want to lead.
Yeah.
That's the
I want to
thing. If they
follow.
know they don't want to lead,
Yeah.
then they
That's like-
shouldn't lead.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, no. Yeah.
if
I
they
know what
kn-
you mean.
some people want to, like, are perfectly fine with being a follower.
Mm-hmm.
And if they try to lead, they won't be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had someone tell me one time, I would love to be in charge. I just don't like leading in a leadership role.
But
What
that's
do you
not
like-
what you have to
I
do
was
when you're in
like-
charge.
What do you want to be in charge of?
Works. It doesn't work that way.
You just want to be in charge of for the paychecks.
So did they
but
mean that's
nothing
why
else.
they're not in charge? Is that what they were saying? Or they were still wanting to be in charge?
They weren't wanting to be in charge because they knew they were going to have to take a leadership role. But they still said it would be cool to be in charge so that they could tell people what to do.
They just want power, and
But
then
they didn't want the responsibility of
Oh,
being that
Yeah,
leader.
they just want
You know what I mean?
yeah, they just wanted the power and the name, so then they can say, "Yeah, I'm in charge."
But yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
because if you're in a leadership position, you open yourself up to a whole
And that's what a lot
new
of people
thing
don't
of,
like.
you open yourself up to a whole new kind of stress, and
Oh yeah,
you start getting introduced to like there's so many people trying to do power plays on you, trying to take your
Mhm.
position or undermine your
Oh, yeah.
position or
yeah,
And also, if anything goes wrong, it's
It's a-
all on you. Like, even if it was somebody under you that messed
Mhm.
something up, yeah, it might have been their fault, but you were the one in charge, so you're
Yeah.
the leader. You got to take responsibility. A lot of people don't want to take the responsibility.
they just want to be in charge and tell people what to do.
there's this funny TV show with it's called you guys already know it, Gomer Pyle USMC,
Oh, yeah.
with the weird sergeant
So,
and then the
Called
weird private. And then the weird private blew a task or a mission. He like failed it,
Oh, yeah.
and they were doing like war games or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sergeant went to the commander or the whatever they call him, what's above sergeant?
Oh, I don't know what-
Lieutenant or
Oh
something.
yeah, I don't know. I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
Or the
I think it was the lieutenant. I
Oh,
think
the
it was
colonel.
lieutenant.
the colonel or the lieutenant, and he goes, whatever, my man blew this, whatever. He goes, the guy
Oh
goes,
yeah,
you blew it. The guy goes, well, so my private did this, whatever. He goes, so your private did it, so you blew it. The guy goes, okay, I blew it.
And he goes, your private was in charge? And he goes, no, I was in charge. He goes, okay, then you blew it. And he goes, I blew it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, he goes, you put your men in charge? He goes, no, I'm in charge. He goes, then you blew it.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Leadership role, you're in charge. You're also in charge if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
A
Well,
lot of people don't take.
I don't
that
know if I'm gonna. I don't
responsibility.
know if I'm gonna say it right. What if I would hear it again? I would know how to say it, and it actually is a good thing. But I don't know if I'm saying this right. But I heard someone say that it's not when you're in charge. It's not being in charge of people. It's taking charge of people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I might not be saying that right.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that.
It's not like just to tell people what to do.
Nope.
You're just like the head
And
person.
people are like, some people are wanting to get into a leadership position, either at their job or whatever,
Mhm.
because they're like, well, it pays more money and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the person who started the company or the founder or the CEO, like those types of people,
Mhm.
yeah, they
Mhm.
get paid way more money and they usually experience way more success in life. But it's kind of like that phrase, high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Usually those people were in low spots, so low that it would like break everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because they went through those super, super lows,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
they can withstand the high.
Well, not
or
withstand the
hard-
highs, but
No, like the hard.
it was
parts.
required in order for them to get to the highs.
Yeah.
People see
And
it
most
as
people
success.
wouldn't want to go through those low times
Mhm.
in order to get to those high points.
Yeah.
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 It's like when these like professional athletes, they get high up and then people's like, man, they had it so easy, but you didn't see none of the behind the scenes work. It's like everyone's like right now Patrick Mahomes is like the big quarterback and he's about to play in his 5th Super Bowl.
No, he's not. He didn't win, did he?
He's going to.
Who's he playing against?
The Bills.
Oh, I hope the Bills win.
But like a lot of people was like, oh, he has it so easy. But there's so much behind the work that he did for so many years that nobody saw.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, people
and
either-
if people only knew his background,
Yeah.
like I don't even know what his background was. I think I heard something about it. But
People are either aren't willing to put in the work that's required to hit
Yeah.
those high points, or they're not willing to go through the lows that are required or a possibility in order to get to those high points.
Like I
Yeah.
heard Travis Kelce say that he invited Patrick Mahomes to like some party or something, and Patrick Mahomes was sitting in the car looking over the playbook, trying to figure out a play, and Kelsey came over and he's like, "You gonna come and enjoy the party, or whatever?" He's like, "No, I gotta figure this out for next week's game." He's like, he's doing the work when nobody knows it.
Yeah.
That's why he's so good.
Yeah, people like want the success of Patrick Mahomes.
They think he just
But
walks
they're
on
not-
the field and throws a Hail Mary and then goes
Yeah.
home and parties.
People
Yeah.
want the success of Patrick Mahomes, but they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
people see like the success that Elon Musk has,
Oh yeah.
but then they want that success.
Mhm.
But would they be willing to like sleep at the Tesla factory every night?
Mhm.
And also his childhood was insane.
Oh yeah.
Like he had just to fight to stay alive almost.
Yeah.
And that's what made him who he is.
You know what's funny about that? That kind of does it at somewhat,
Mhm.
I think it would.
but then you can't credit that too much. I mean, that's part of it,
It's a lot of
but if you
mentality.
credit it too much, then what's the benefit to raising your child in a good way? You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, I know.
like people are like, there was this one person who did a meme or a funny video about that.
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, I'm not gonna ever be successful. I was raised in a good home with loving parents and whatever."
See, that's his mindset.
No, he wasn't
Yeah.
serious. He was playing off of that
Oh,
thing where people
yeah.
credit their
Yeah.
success to their bad childhood, which
Mhm.
that is a lot of times.
Well, I
a
think
big
you have
factor.
more people than not that are failing that have
Right.
had a bad
But
childhood.
what I meant
Yeah.
is you have a lot of people crediting their success to like those things, and
Yeah.
even though those were a big factor, but then it on the invert, it makes it sound
Yeah.
like if you do have a good childhood, you do have good parents,
Mhm.
you do have a good
Mhm.
upbringing,
Yeah.
then that means you won't be successful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, you're already at it good. Yeah, but also like for like Elon Musk, how he had to go to that one place. What was it called? Do you know what it was called when he was younger?
Like a school or something.
Yeah, where it just was really rough.
This is like a boarding school for
Yeah.
boys or something.
Yeah. You could also stuff like that. It wasn't just that because everybody else in that school isn't where he's at.
Yeah.
They're not all where he's at. It's like probably like only him out of that school.
That's what I'm saying. If that was the thing that was
Mhm.
the reason for their success,
All of those.
everyone who was in that same boat would have been successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happened to be what they chose to do with their life after
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's just your choices
Yeah.
and your mindset towards things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like people who had a childhood that wasn't ideal.
Mhm.
Like statistically, they may underperform in certain areas,
Yeah.
but that's just statistically. You're gonna have the outliers who rose above it all and became successful.
Mhm.
But it's just like it's on the other side. People who had a good childhood,
Yeah.
statistically, they'll be at a certain like turn out a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's usually like an average.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't do anything big.
Yeah.
Then you have the outliers on that side too.
Yeah.
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 I think the term 1%er is slowly dying because this percentage is getting even less. You pull one person out of 100, they're usually not great. It's usually bigger numbers now.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
I think that just stuck because it was easy.
Well,
Because
back
it's harder
in the day,
to
it
say
would have been more.
It's harder to say It's harder to say, man, you're a 0.0001%er.
Actually, I heard a guy say that one time. He was a drill sergeant for Navy SEAL Buds training, and he was yelling at his men. He goes, "You guys are out here. We're the 0.001%ers of the world." He actually used it.
Yeah, because he was being
You
filmed.
want to hear something funny?
Yeah, because they aren't the 1%ers. That doesn't even give them
I
justice.
saw this
Yeah.
funny cartoon on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
like a little skit cartoon,
Yeah.
and this sergeant was at a like a Navy SEAL or a military sign up table outside
Yep.
of like a store.
Mhm.
And this fat guy came walking out of the store eating a donut, and he goes, "No, thank you. I won't do it. I'm not interested." The sergeant goes, "What? I didn't say anything." And the guy
Oh.
goes, "I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to join join the military." He goes, "But I'm not interested." And the guy's like, "I didn't say anything." He goes, "I know what you're trying to do, but I
Oh.
won't join." The guy
Oh,
goes,
no.
"I'm not trying to get you to join. You don't have what it takes anyway. Look how fat you are, and you're in you're probably your mid-40s eating that jelly donut, whatever."
Uh-huh.
And the guy goes, "I 100% have what it takes. I could do your job any day." And the guy goes, "No, you couldn't. You couldn't do that. The only heaviest thing you can lift is that donut to your mouth." And the guy was like, "Fine." He goes, "I'm going to show you I can do what you do." And he went and signed up. And then the drill sergeant like had a smile on his face as the guy
Oh,
walked away. He had his
no.
plan the whole time.
That's a good ad strategy right there.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy. Wait, so
I
all
thought I
the,
remember hearing about
all
I've
these
seen that now.
all these military recruiting places should just have donuts at their stand, and then get people to eat them, and then they can use that.
But it comes back to that like psychology of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
In certain types of marketing scenarios, people think they made the decision when
Yeah.
in fact they're only a pawn in the bigger game that's being played on them.
Yeah.
Like that guy thought he made the decision,
Mm-hmm.
but in fact he was playing into the scenario that this drill sergeant had set up for him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like once they walk in, you already know how it's gonna go.
Uh-huh.
They don't have no clue.
Boy, was he selling him on emotion.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I want jelly-filled donuts.
Well, we could go get them right now because our time's up.
Is up.